Vladimir Bjeličić. Sorry, I hope I didn't butcher it. I'll try with my Polish heritage justice. First a little bit about Elly. So Elly is an artist and researcher interested in performance and the burden, the drag of the physical body and object in a digitally mediated world. They work with analog and digital photography, performance, music, curating, and community-based projects. And the archive of a multi-bodied drag queen called Dinah, who we'll get to meet, who over a 10-year period was played and shaped by not only Elly, but also others too, and most significantly Belgrade-based artist, curator, and gardner. So happy to have you here tonight. And I think maybe I'd say so much, or a little bit about the topic as well, perhaps. Okay. So in 2016, Elly and Vladimir presented an offline drag electric performance by the multi-bodied drag queen Dinah at the Munich Academy of Fine Arts, titled An Orgy of Algorithms and Other Desires and Distractions. And Elly was present in Munich, and Vladimir joined via Skype in Belgrade. And 9 years later, the two of them are revisiting and reflecting this performance, as well as their almost 10-year-old, and they actually just met now after so many years, so it's really like a reunion. Online collaboration. So bring your phones, bring your opinions, and your absolutely divided attention. So join me in a warm applause, maybe,
Our favorite photo.
Let's welcome them warmly. I think so far, I would hand over and enjoy.
Thank you. I'll just say a little word. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. So we've prepared. We can't just do a normal straight lecture, really, because whenever we get together, we just sort of want to do something a bit different. So this is going to be a little bit of a performance lecture that will turn into then just a kind of a discussion. And we are going to be, there is an interactive aspect of it that doesn't put you on the spot, but we would like to have your opinions on certain things. So we're going to begin with a film. Open up to me. Share it all with me. Give it all to me. I want to know your history. I want to know your story. I want to know your mystery. Share it all with me. Share it all. I want to know what you did last year. I want to know how you wore your hair. I want to know what you feel about current affairs. Open up to me. I want your data. I want your facts. I want to know the context, darling, of your acts. Open up to me. Share it all with me. Give it all to me. I want your code. I want your pose. I want to know the secrets of your woes. Share it all with me. Give it all to me. Open up to me. I want to see your mystery. I want to know your history. I want to know your story. Open up to me.
Act 1.
Hello, everybody. What an honor it is to be here. we're here to gather some data. No, wrong performance. But we are going to gather some data, and we're gathering it via this 2025 edition of the data extraction instrument. And there's currently one showing being handled and passed around in Los Angeles in an exhibition about fallacies and fascism, and you can check it out by following various social media links. Please note the instructions for efficient and effective eggplant handling. Let me find the instructions. And the instructions are, I'm going to pass this to somebody, and I'm going to keep eye contact with this person. And we have to maintain eye contact for a little bit longer than we normally would. And then the offer is that we hold the eggplant together and we maintain eye contact. And you also need to scan it with your phone and fill in the questionnaire and give us your data. And then you do the same thing to the next person. So, taking a lead from Sejina, here we ask for your divided attention, because we realise that undivided is way too monogamous for the way that most of us live today. So we know that you like your many tabs open. We know that you like to be texting one of your partners as you're supposed to be preparing for a job interview or a grant application.
Yes, or you may even fall in love. But don't forget to scan this QR code, as Elly summarized on the eggplant, as you do this. And of course, you need to follow Sejina's lead, as we ask here for your divided attention and everything said above. In between the time and the season, you can tag Sejina on your social media posts as Sejina or CERG1NAN, and you can also tag Elly Clarke as digital body, DIGITALBO, or is it zero, DY, and myself at GROFKTI.
Yes, we are also here to deliver some data. Our data flows both ways.
Yes, dear friends, we are here. I'm loud enough without the microphone. Yes, we're here to deliver some data about Sejina and stimulatingly sexy simulation of herself that she has collectively created and performed over the period of last 10 years.
And this is also a collaboration about us over this time. I am Elly Clarke.
And myself is called Vladimir Bjeličić.
And this is only the second time that Vladimir and I have ever demoed together in the same space. The last time was in June 2019. Anyone remember that time and space? Before COVID, the dark ages, maybe the lighter ages. So this is only the second time, and we met for the first time. Our collaboration's been 10 years old, and the first time we met was in a bar in Berlin called Silver Futures. I don't know if anyone knows that bar. And it felt like
a blind date.
It was like a blind date after messaging for 2 years. And I had a moment of thinking, but what if he doesn't like me, or what if I don't like him?
It would be a problem. But most likely it wasn't a problem. However, the first time we performed in 2019, was it in Brighton? And that was the first time we performed together and flashy physicality, as we'd like to say. And before we continue with this maybe silly chit chat about the friendship and work, I'm just going to kindly remind you that this demonstration is being recorded for training and monitoring purposes, of course.
If you do not want to be recorded, you can leave. Or you can maybe go and sit in the corner over there where the screen won't get to you.
However, we are about to hear to as our lovely host told you, reflect on what has happened back in 2016 when we did one particular performance at the Munich Academy of Fine Arts. So there is a kind reminder of that, is it? A screenshot, perhaps.
There is somewhere.
Okay, it'll appear. However, that particular performance was called An Orgy of Algorithms and Other Desires and Distraction. For this, Elly was in, as it was told, but we can always repeat because it's all about repetition. Elly was in Munich and I joined via Skype from Belgrade. But some people didn't even believe that I was physically not there.
Are you here?
Where are you?
Please continue to fill out the questionnaire as I talk through this non-chronological chart to Sagina's digital physical life, which began here actually in Berlin in the late noughties and is now in the process of being archived. And we have some objects we will show you later. And this is actually the first time that we've attempted to look back in order to look to now, in order to think about the future in this way.
Anyhow, do remember to use your phone, tag hashtag Sergina on your Instagram feeds.
We're now going to show you some documentation of the beginnings of this data collection obsession.
A very warm welcome to you. This is a participatory soap opera in 3 acts. This is a participatory soap opera about well-being. This is a participatory soap opera about well-being in the digital era. I want to know how you are. How are you? I'm interested in how you are. Your well-being is my utmost concern.
Can we be reformative together? Yes, no.
Is it possible? Yes, no, or other? It's possible. Are you here? Yes, no. In the car, we sit together, or other? Will we benefit from this moment? Yes or no?
How can we revive our collective conscience?
How may I be in this moment? How may I be in this moment?
If you tip her, Sagina will dance. Currently on offer we have 4 songs. I got my phone in my wallet. I want to see you from a different perspective. Phone me, don't write. He only wants me for my network. Hashtag tip me, I'm alive.
So tonight, we're going to share with you an openly available online recording of this online-offline performance and audio of algorithms and other desires and distractions that is still online. You could therefore see at any time, but we know you won't outside this room because we all have better things to do than wait until the end of a performance that ended nearly 10 years ago. And this is what a lecture hall in a university like this is designed for, that we did together but separately, with me in Munich and Vladimir in his sitting room in Belgrade.
But wait a second, what has happened since then? What has changed?
What hasn't?
Okay, number 25. Do we have number 25? QR codes, eggplants, anybody?
Were you given numbers at check-in as you came in? Does anyone want to own up to being number 25 in the room? This is our technique of anonymizing the identity of the people in the room.
You must understand that we need number 25 to continue with this. So who has it?
Would someone just like to respond on behalf of number 25? You are number 25 over there.
The end of the call.
The end is fine. Oh, very good. So the question we have to you then is number 25. Where were you in 2016?
What has happened to you back in 2016?
16?
Yes.
I think I had a depression. I think that year. It's my first big depression.
Sorry to hear that.
Okay. It was not the last one. I learned a lot.
Waiting to feel better. That was the moment. Is there another, is there a 29? Number 29 in the room would also like to add where they were in 2016?
In the meantime, you can continue to pass the act plan. You can also make eye contact and scan the QR code and fill in the questionnaire.
This is very important that we get this data because at the end we might ask you to help us interpret it.
Just bear in mind that you will be called out. Regardless of the number you have, you will be called out because we're collecting data here. But we are also humans, so we often ask ourselves, how are we?
Where is the eggplant now? Is it handled? Has everybody had a chance to have a look?
We are depending from your data. Your data. This is what we need.
Yeah.
It's so long, but you have to finish it. You need to fill out this form so we can collectively discuss about our collectivity and our data.
No, this isn't working. My speech isn't working, Vladimir. Oh well. Yeah, me too. Just deadpan.
Sergina's desperately delicious data extraction instrument. Los Angeles, 2025. Media. Eggplants stickers with QR code leading to Google form hosted well-being survey by hashtag Sergina instruction leaflet.
Did you show the barcode?
Year 22, 22, 23, 25. Dimensions, sticker, 4.5 centimeters in diameter. Eggplant variable. Price. Ha. Two tiers. One, as it stands in the gallery, affixed to the eggplant as seen for $250 per stickered eggplant. Number two, for a custom modified data extracting well-being survey created especially for the buyer following a Zoom conversation with the artist agent of hashtag Sergina, resulting in 2 sheets of stickers featuring the QR code leading to the tailor-made survey, which can be affixed to eggplants where and when so desired, including access to the back end of the survey that will show the data as harvested together with its pie charted analysis so long as Google Forms still exists, and 1 sticker on its very own 6.4 postcard signed by the artist, $25,000.
We've been told to stick to the script. Your well-being is of our utmost concern.
Phone use is strongly encouraged during our seminars. Act 2.
I have a better view of you all now. Very nice to see you all. So today I'm going to share with you some rather intimate data about my algorithms, orgies of algorithms, in fact. But anyway, how is my makeup? My boys are handsome, aren't they? And I want to talk about love. Are you in love? Are you? Are you?
Waiting for the best picture, waiting for a puppy, waiting for pussy, waiting for cock, waiting for an erection, waiting for my erection, waiting for your erection, waiting for erection, waiting for the works to be done.
Waiting for lube.
Waiting for the loo,
Waiting for revelation.
waiting for a revolution,
Waiting to know.
waiting for consent,
Waiting for endorsement.
waiting to be endorsed, waiting to be paid,
Waiting to be looked at.
waiting to work,
Waiting to be linked in.
waiting for endorsement,
Waiting for recommendation.
waiting to recommend,
Waiting for a boy.
waiting for a girl,
Waiting for someone.
waiting for a boyfriend,
Waiting for his lover.
waiting for the page to load. Hey, do you want to talk actually?
Sure, give me a sec. Waiting for a reply.
Waiting for a text message,
Waiting for word.
waiting for your WhatsApp response,
Because you read mine 30 seconds
waiting for
ago.
OkCupid, waiting for OkCupid,
Waiting for scrub. Waiting for scrub.
waiting to download,
Waiting to
waiting to
upload.
share, waiting to share.
Waiting to be shared. Hey, do you want to talk? Hey, do you want to talk, actually?
Give me a minute. Sure, give me a minute.
Waiting to browse. Waiting to browse. Waiting to serve. Waiting to serve. To be served. Waiting to turn around. Waiting to turn around. Waiting for you to turn around.
Waiting to a yellow, waiting to write
Waiting
it
to a
down,
yellow, waiting to write it down,
waiting to be sung
sing,
to,
waiting to be sung to,
waiting to fly
move,
high,
waiting to fly
fly
high.
high.
I think this is the point we could talk about repetition, perhaps.
Waiting to do it. Waiting to do it.
We have been doing the same performances. Vagina is kind of created out of things that already exist in the world. So the only material that's new of hers, really, and also that you'll be finding in the questionnaire, are the lyrics to her songs. So all those multiple choice answers are all taken from her variously bad and not so bad pop songs that she's written that kind of forms the backbone of the performances. And everything else kind of comes from outside. So she also reuses her performances again and again.
Waiting for a massage.
It's actually a form of recycling, right? And what we actually encountered as a very valuable thing when it comes to repetition was an attempt to actually redo yourself constantly and to kind of reimagine yourself constantly over and over and over again. The same in the same way, for instance, digital images reappear constantly, and in that sense, maybe it's not wrong to say that Sergina itself, as an image, is a very repetitive, poor image that constantly encourages herself to reappear, right?
Although we did just get this wig out in the cafe where we met earlier today, and we were kind of appalled. And that was a wig that was worn many, many times, and suddenly no more. We can get it out, and we can pass it around if anyone wants. But so I suppose what we've been interested in doing as well, and what's happening here. So this is the live stream that's going out to, let's see how many, maybe 2 viewers. Let's see how many people are watching it. But just this idea of not quite knowing what's happening. And of course, since we did this and since we've been doing this work, it has really, what happens is really, you know, but even then you didn't really know what you were seeing. And now, of course, you know, AI slots and all the rest of it, you don't really know what's true and what's not, even more so. But the idea of sort of repeating a performance, and even the questionnaire, that questionnaire that you're seeing now, actually first went out for this performance that you saw the two-minute video, the documentation of, in 2019. And so to keep that structure of asking people things as the world changes as much as it has, even just since 2019, so that questionnaire took us right through COVID. And then what happened was that all the data that was harvested, actually somebody from Berlin, Kusnok, I don't think is here tonight, I think they couldn't be here, but they contacted me having participated in an online performance and said, if you ever want to do anything with the data, let us know. But at this point, because Sergina is being archived, I'm seeing also this is data. This is also data, as is the shoe, as this sort of old drag, the old outfits that we've used. Do you want to model it?
No, I was just going to add that Sergina is a larger collective body. So having said that, maybe some of you would become Sergina, at least for a few moments. I'm just gonna climb down and hand it over to a very curious person who wants to become Sergina for a few moments. Do we have an interested person? Come on, don't be shy. It's just drag. Here you go.
We can also pass the shoe. Feel free to
So,
try it on like Cinderella.
Just try it on and do your best. You know, a bit later we are going to showcase some choreography. So you know, do your Sergina moves, rock like her and stuff like that. What we have here also, I don't know how people will try this. It's not the outfits, but maybe this jacket. What do you think? We have this piece. This particular piece,
You can
this
see her
lovely
wearing
piece of design that predates everything.
2015.
It's from 2015.
Yeah. Designed actually by a Berlin-based designer, Patricia Muriel, who's actually based in Mannheim now. And this was for Sergina's stimulatingly sexy simultaneous stimulation of herself that took place in 2015, which is how I met Vladimir, because it had to be in places beginning with B. So we had Belgrade, we had Berlin, we had Birmingham, we had Brooklyn. And so we had 5 different people playing Sergina to the same choreography, to the same songs, into live audiences linked up by Google Hangout and live streamed via YouTube. And you can watch the stream, and it's horrendous to watch because you've got 5 different live streams coming in, and the sound is really hideous. And what we discovered as well was that in that performance, Vladimir, in this, I think it was a 17-minute performance, some people said they'd never had so many rehearsals ever for a really short performance, across time zones. Vladimir in Belgrade in Serbia always ended up sort of 3 or 4 minutes behind. So then by using the platforms, the templates, these digital platforms, wrongly for a drag performance instead of for a business meeting, it kind of exposed, exposed some of the kind of other things, exposed the economics that there wasn't investment being put into bandwidth in Serbia at the time, but you know, we could connect really easily with Belgrade, with Brooklyn, or with Birmingham, or with Brighton, or with you know, wherever else it was.
Yes, Belgrade was special and still is very much special. Especially when it comes to collective bodies. I don't know whether you've heard, but we are in the middle of huge socio-political change, actually thanks to the student protest. So we can mention that even a bit later, but all of these objects that we've shared that were worn on various occasions, various performances we did throughout the years, are also part of an archive. So the two of us actually spoke a lot about how you can archive drag. Besides Sergina, I'm also active as a drag performer for some time already. So the two of us had actually very long conversations surrounding the ways you can archive something that is basically truly ephemeral. So
Let's listen to this bit.
Probably wish we had. My package is surreal because there is no original or primary gender. A drag imitates, but gender is a kind of imitation for which there is no original.
Darling, let me show you something.
Let me show you something.
Gladly. Gladly.
What you wish for, I wish what you wish for. Instantaneous culture. Instantaneous culture. I want what you wish for. I want what you wish for. Photos, sweeties, ice cream, text, find it.
On the internet.
24/7 contact. 24/7 contact. So this music video you're seeing kind of through three different sort of sharing devices, going way back. Instantaneous Culture was the first song that Sergina was sort of brought in from just my fun part of my life into my kind of provide a kind of body for this song that I felt needed to kind of be shown in a different way than in this punk band I was in before, where nobody could hear the words. But having all of this material now, you know, what I'm really beginning to think, I've just completed also my PhD at Goldsmiths that sort of around character. So it's really, I've been really thinking as well, what is it? Because to have all this data, not only all this clobber in, you know, sort of all this kind of stuff, but all the videos, all the kind of digital detritus as well, and thinking about the storage that takes up, the impact on the environment, and thinking about, you know, what is that all of us have so much data now that is just there in the kind of ether, and the expense of that as well, like also obviously the environmental expense, but also actually the monetary expense of it. And also just the drag of moving house. Every time you move house, you drag all your hard drives and all your clobber. So, you know, I've been thinking through my PhD, I've been really thinking about kind of drag as both a burden and a performance. So dragging up as a kind of a way of kind of becoming someone else for a bit, or taking on a different persona in order to get away from the tracking and tracing of the digital context. And then there's the dragging down or the dragging back, where you're brought back to your legal identity. So there are various things, particularly in the UK, that have been happening for a very long time. One of them is that you can't go to a nightclub really anymore without being photographed on the door, and you have to have your physical ID, like official ID with you. So you might be going out in drag, but you have to have your passport or your driving license. And they literally, if you peer over the shoulder of the person who's doing that, you see there's your mugshot from your passport next to your dragged up person. So there's no, you can't even go to a party, and they say it's about security. When you leave, they don't check you out. So, and they have, because I've researched this, but you know, they have known to share this with the police. They know who you come in with. So it's just, so drag has always also been about survival. You know, there's origins of, sorry?
Since when is this?
What, sorry, since 2014 in the UK, this has been happening. Yeah, it's a really long time.
Yes, I would just add that it also has a lot to do with surveillance capitalism and the ways we are constantly surveilled. And well, this is the reason why this collection of data, you know, is a thing of repetition that is constantly being addressed throughout the Sergina performances. And I would also add a tiny observation regarding the technology, because, and it's also very much related to this surveillance capitalism method or agenda, because when we started, we haven't had WhatsApp.
No, exactly. Yeah.
You know, then we worked via Skype and Google Hangouts as well. So the technologies was quite different back then. And as Elly briefly described, depending from one city to another, technology was actually functioning differently, you know. So for instance, in Belgrade, we had poor connections. So it was a bit of a struggle, but this particular struggle was actually a very subversive method in actually performing this collective drag entity, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I you know, sort of, obviously, so drag has its origins in survival, particularly in kind of the Black and Hispanic people, or people in really low income. You know, it was just a way to actually kind of play, at least, at making one's body, one's identity can look more palpable to the masses, and therefore in doing that, kind of by parodying the thing that you don't like. So in a way, this is what I'm doing with these platforms. I can't stand, and that's why I was so stressed when lots of you came in, because none of it was working, which happens so often. And you know, so it is sort of dragging up these templates, and I talk about templates. So you know, the template of gender that snaps us into grid in a certain way. The template of, you know, YouTube, you can only do certain things. The template of an Instagram story, it can only stay up for 24 hours. You've only got a certain selection of fonts. You can only do certain things. You can only add a certain number of pictures. You can only have 20 pictures on a post. There used to be one, and then it was more. It was like, whoop, you can put now 6 pictures on a post on Instagram. So all of these things, we're all conditioned. That's how we sort of think about expressing ourselves. It used to be you could just have 30-second videos. So that actually affects the way that we also, because we're living so, you know, there is no division really, we live so kind of between the two. So I suppose that's what drag has taught us around gender as a kind of mode of survival and of fun and of sort of dragging around identity, applying that to the digital age. And what happens if we apply drag and dragging to the way that we use these digital platforms. And you know, I absolutely love Audre Lorde with this idea that you can't break down the master's house with the master's tools. Actually, we are stuck with the master's tools. It's very, very difficult now to actually escape them. You know, you can't really operate without a smartphone these days. You know, you need to. And so this QR code thing is, I know it's really annoying, but we're doing it because, you know, sort of, then the questions you find there are not what you're going to be asked, or the responses aren't there. So it's just trying to kind of behave a bit wrongly within those platforms in order to sort of expose what Jack Halberstam would say, the themes of the performance of those templates. So we're in the template of this building here, within the template of the university, we're in the template of the nation state of Germany, you know, the city of Berlin, and so on, you know, and so weiter, all that. Where the German came from.
I would also add another very relevant thing, and that is the language, because throughout this project, Elly has managed to queer the language and to introduce some new concepts of writing, preparing the scripts and you know, conceptualizing the whole thing. So and of course, this particular notion of language and dragging the language or querying the language, however you want, is very relevant also for me, because in my practice as a founder of a drag collective, we do similar things and we queer language a lot. And by querying the language, we actually, hopefully, are actually doing some sort of let's say, rebellious thing, sort of a revolution. Or I don't know who famously said that revolution starts with language. Maybe Lenin, God knows.
I mean, also, you know, you can say every language has its own way of queering it. So I've become a real sort of lover of the slash, which I know has had a lot of sort of slash. I know it's the hyphen that has, but just the idea that you can say comfort, discomfort, and both things are true at the same time. You know, so this idea of writing with and rather than either or. You know, and actually also drag in order to create blur space, which is space between the binaries. Blur space as a place that you can, that's a legitimate place of illegibility, where you can be and you can remain and you don't have to go to either this side or that side. And that's why I use the term dragging rather than drag, because it's about the journey there. It's not about the destination. Do we ever reach our destination ever? I don't know. But about that process and applying that process and just considering it as a form of creating this, what I'm calling blur space. Because, yeah, in more and more time, in every form you have to fit in. And it also in here, and thank you for your data. I mean, this is looking very handsome. Some really good looking data. It's delicious, desperately delicious, dirty data is being harvested here. So thank you, you're doing very well with the eggplant handling.
Yes, well, this has become more of an academic lecture, so maybe we should. Okay, we did communications, archiving of drag, digital and physical, what to do with this archive, the environmental impact of storing all these data and complex changing repetition. This performance looks very different now to then hallucinations of machines versus humans, changing political content, data instruction, tech change, and effect.
And you can see her sort of do her song now.
want people to find this. I personally like my cooking. I personally like my cooking.
We only wanted to do a drag performance.
And all we got was this lousy unearthing of
Yet more violence to the structures we're trying to provide in.
Chinese wigs and shitty bandwidth.
And now the handsome boys are taking photographs of me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram.
Instagram.com. S-O-G-Y-N-A.
Act 3.
Now is the time actually for our exercise routine. So this is what we do in our seminars to just, get the body involved, because we're talking about the body here, we're talking about pixels, we're talking about all algorithms, but actually we've all got bodies. Here's mine, there's one there, lots of bodies in the room. So this is a kind of dance routine. We do it in all our data gathering exercises. It's just a way to kind of keep the cold shoulders, flexible, very important to keep our mobility. You can do it sitting down. If you're able to stand, you're very welcome to stand. And what we would like from the audience, please, now, can someone give me a P? Can someone give me a P? Yeah, P. See, Vladimir's demonstrating it really nicely. So can we have a P? We want to see a whole sea of Ps. Oh yeah, this is really nice. I'm liking the look of it. Great, that's a P. And the next letter that we want is an I. Can we do an I? This is where it really stretches. This is stretching. I'm trying to do workouts now, and I'm supposed to know the names of these muscles, and I've forgotten them, but it does good stuff to those muscles there. Trapezius, sorry. Yeah, good, right. And then we need a W, and that does something else to your wing blades here. The W. So, when you really put your effort into it, we do P first, P. And then you go I, and then you really go down into that W. Right, great. So that stands for phone in my wallet. And it goes all together, it goes phone, my wallet. And it's, it's a sort of joyful love song about having a telephone on your person. So it's just 1 minute. So if everyone feels comfortable, I'm going to put the music on.
So pump it up.
And we can all have a go. So let me just do this. And it would be nice, maybe you turn that around so we can show, so that can be on the Skype Zoom thing. There we go. Right, there we go. Put it down a bit, the camera down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, good. Right,
better?
that's perfect. That's
Better
really
go?
good. Right, let me just find.
Oh, are you ready?
Hang on, wait.
Let's go.
Ready?
Okay. In a few moments, we're gonna start.
Hang on. That's not the right one. Hang on, wait. Phone in my wallet. Where is it?
The song is running late.
Here we go.
But don't you despair.
I've got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone. I've got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone. I've got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone. What have you got? What have you got? What have you got? What have you got? I've got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone in my wallet, got my phone. I've got my phone in my wallet, got my phone. I've got my phone. I've got my phone. I've got my phone in my wallet. Got my phone.
Act three,
Okay.
right? Yeah, and this is the sharing of a data. But we almost.
You need to analyze the data.
Yeah, exactly. But we're almost. Well, that was really good. I hope that got the heart rate up. I hope you remember that you've got a body because we need a body to keep us in the world to generate the data to then get the data back to us. But we need to keep those bodies healthy so that
Yes.
the algorithms can keep flowing because, as we said at the beginning, our data flows both ways.
But you were amazing and quite submissive, I must say. Just. Very well. Now we're gonna analyze your data. Collectively, of course. I mean, now the time has come for us to call on you. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? We're gonna pull up this
Right, we can make this
and
bigger
see.
now.
Yes. So you can read it yourself as well.
I mean, you can still keep filling in, the questionnaire if you're really desperate. If you haven't managed to do it yet, there it is. We'll leave that up there for you. We can get rid of this now. Okay, so this is some really look, we've got 30 responses. We're very happy about this. This is really quite delicious. So,
This is delicious.
so I wonder if somebody could
Juicy.
could volunteer here to read out the initial question, the responses to what do you feel? Is anyone up for that?
Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand.
Anyone want anyone? I feel like I'm an auctioneer now. Anyone got a raise?
Oh, you would like a microphone. That's nice.
So just read the question and the answers.
Yes,
no?
Yes,
please, yeah.
exactly. And then you can just
Pass it on.
pass it on.
So the first question, what do you feel? Excited, want a lazy connection, a bit exhausted and curious, excitement, I think my disk is almost full, love, sarcastic humor, good beauty of the earth and beings. Everything makes sense quite well, always stimulation, yes, I don't know, good God, confusion, okay, man, complete that, I love that. 100 was something mathing, really good at 8 p.m. Share under my bun, dragged, sad, excited, love, and swamp.
Thank you. So
Love the swampy. Okay, you can pass it on.
What are you feeling right now? Back pain, comfort, so proud of you, excitement, the cold, I cannot, service of the eggplant. Okay, excited, a stimuli, scratch this food, anxiety, confusion, curiosity, good, ready to be activate my body, eggplant, sleepless, you're so fast, sleepless, curiosity, feelings, fun, still good, happy.
You need to be faster.
Excited, anxiety, confused, curiosity, ignored, eggplant, watermelon, happy.
This is great. This is
very
agent.
good. Yeah,
Bravo, let's give it a round of applause. What the agent of ours?
Yeah.
She's on a mission.
We are still doing our recruitment.
Yes.
So Sergina isn't performing, but we still have our agents collecting data.
And
so
of course,
thank
if you want to become Sergina's agent, now's the time.
you can fill in a QR form.
Yes.
We have another one for those.
And then we'll recruit you like any honest company does.
Exactly.
Yes, corporation.
Can someone, now we have the
Specific.
next, so the next one, I'm going to give you a choice of a few, and please would someone read it? So, oh yes. So analyze it, please, in the way that you would like to. You can interpret it. Yeah.
4.5% said yes. Yeah. Good safety. Try to do good. The other is 16.1% is waiting for the strongest, most powerful one ever. What, like a man? Or a strongest, what strongest?
A leader, perhaps.
A leader.
Yes, that's popular nowadays. A strong leader. Germany, Serbia, Poland, you name it. That's very popular.
Someone cares.
Yeah. Someone very charismatic.
You have, if I want to.
I haven't. Get it. 3.2%. The question was, can you be good to people? Get it. Go get it. Grab what belongs to you.
Grab butt.
What
That
belongs
belongs to you. I misheard, sorry.
Thank you very much. Okay, so would anyone like to answer there? Did I hold it? Did you hold it? Did everybody hold it? And did anyone not hold it? Okay, well, that's good. So we had
Is there
some
any person who was not exposed
to the holding of it.
to the small innocent aubergine?
Great. Yeah, go on.
For too long. Oh, yes, I did, and I loved it. I did. No, almost. Yeah, yes, no.
Oh, very good.
Very well. Then we continue further with data analysis.
Which one? Which one do we want to do? This one?
Am I here?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep.
So 22.6% of us answered yes. I don't see yes, but I suppose that's true. Then no, yeah, no is what, like it's red, and there is only 3.2% of us.
Here, yeah.
Yeah. I got my drag in the bag. The people not being here, but having the drag in the bag are just 16.1%. I expected more of those not being here. The ones waiting until the end of performance is 16.1 again. Yeah. Someplace else, oh, significant 19.4%. Where are you? Are you here? And those feeling like it, poor, again, 3.2, I think. I'm expecting 3.2. Ja. I'm in the Restaurant, wir sind zusammen. Again, 3.2%.
Thank you very much. I think that's it, right? Should we leave? Should we leave it there?
I'm
Yeah.
just going to take the microphone.
I'm just gonna, yeah.
Okay, this seems like a good. This seems like an end of the performance. Thank you very much. You've been most helpful. This dragging routine is officially over.
Yeah. And now we'll just speak, like, as try and undrag from the drag. I mean, it's interesting because I've been doing this drag for like 15 years now. It's such a long time. And I made the decision a couple of years ago. Actually, Vladimir and I had very similar experiences with our drag characters. And I did a performance for Spill Festival in Ipswich, and I came off stage and I just took my wig off and I knew it was the last performance that I'm doing as her. So it's been a really interesting process of kind of sort of coming to terms with the end of that character and just sort of trusting my gut on it, not completely being able to articulate why. But then, of course, there's this kind of data discharge that continues to come, and kind of something that happens when you collect data and then when you also share it and you kind of expose what happens in the cleaning up process through this kind of, by dragging up the data processing process, data collection process, you kind of expose certain things of it as well. And yeah, and then yeah, so it's been an interesting moment of kind of a shift, and then all this digital detritus that we have. And like I said, this show in LA of this eggplant has now got this ridiculous price tag on it, as also a performative structure, because pricing in the art world is a performance. It's ridiculous most of the time. So that has also been interesting because I'm getting data from Los Angeles from this show, from this context that I haven't been to, from people I absolutely don't know. So normally I do it like this, with sort of data facing. I mean, the two people here with their Sagina t-shirts on, they also have a questionnaire on their backs which is a different one. So you sort of have different modes of sending out the data collection instruments. But yeah, it's been interesting. But really, yeah, we'd really like to just open up at this point and, you know, any responses, anything you want to sort of you're thinking about in particular, we'd love to hear it. To both of us or whatever.
Yeah, just a kind of reminder, I just want to say that despite all the obstacles we are constantly facing as cultural workers and individuals, we are not that old, we are not that obsolete, and we are about to carry on. So now your time has come. So yeah, okay, you can pose questions. We were the ones who've been questioning you, so maybe now is the time for you to be in control of this room and situation, and perhaps recruit us, offer us a job. Why not? We are very much interested.
Yeah.
Yes, shoot. Need a microphone?
No.
Okay.
When you started before AI, has it changed your work now with obviously AI coming in?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the reason that Sagina really, she started off really with this, the main thing I suppose the Sagina work was about was a continuation of work I'd been making literally since the 90s, since my undergrad, where I was really thinking about how the digital affected the way that we understood ourselves alone in relationships and as part of a community. And so, yeah, I was really thinking about just, yeah, then when AI, so Sagina was responding to that and trying to draw attention to the ways in which we're interacting, because a lot of the time all of us are really unconscious about being on our phones. I mean, even when they were crappy little phones, you know, like this, they've been addictive since the word go. And I've got a load of sort of adverts from 2002 when people were trying to, you know, when networks were trying to persuade us that we needed phones. And one picture is by a network in the UK called Orange, where it's a guy sitting all lonely with his birthday hat on, and all these places are empty because he hasn't got a phone, so he hasn't got any friends. And the other one that I look at is a flip phone, this woman who's about to have sex with her boyfriend, but she can't let go of her phone. You know, so that was the sort of this addictive aspect of phones was really what I was responding to, but AI of course brings it into a whole other thing, and I personally really don't want to use it, apart from it's increasingly difficult to avoid it because of the climate impact and because of my brain, because I want to keep it working. And it was interesting because actually I did actually go onto it just to say what has changed for two people working, collaborating since 2015 to 2025. And nothing that it told us was interesting or correct, because it said that because Vladimir did not have WhatsApp, it was really difficult to communicate. And when I went to Serbia, I did go and visit him, and I got off the bus too early, and I literally had no mobile phone or signal, nothing. I had to go back to my pre-phone brain and go, what should I do now? So I walked to a gas station, said, do you speak English? I've got this phone number, can you phone up? And then he had to come and rescue me on a bicycle. So it's just, yeah, literally, I got off totally off the wrong part of the bus. But yes, no, your question, I mean, it's changing so rapidly as well, that even if this is kind of your field, whatever that means, like it does induce vertigo, I think, in pretty much everybody. How quickly, how rapidly it's changing the end-shitification of information that's just being regurgitated. And I mean, I suppose what we were doing here, and even with this here, this is the live stream, and you can see how behind it is, you know, which is also one of my interests, that I live stream things, but you just show that, you know, this is not live, you know, instantaneous culture is not instantaneous. There is always a delay. It's not what it says it is. And the same with, and then AI just sort of adds this other layer of not knowing what's happening. And then, yeah, so I think Sagina was just like, oh, I can't deal with this, and I'm going to just go into the archive. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, a very good article. I think it was written by Naomi Klein. It's called Aren't Artificial Intelligence Machine Hallucinating? It's an exceptional article because it kind of narrates this whole story surrounding the ways the artificial intelligence goes into trance. And it seems that the machine itself is hallucinating, which is not the case with Sergina, I think, because Sergina as a project was conceived, I would say, on the basis of this distinction between absence and presence. And that's what is the core value of drag as a form of expression, right? So this is the reason why I'm making this connection with the IE machines that are still kind of incapable of, I don't know, meeting to the fullest the creativity of the human expression. That's at least my opinion. Maybe I'm mistaken, or maybe I'll be completely obsolete in a matter of seconds when a new, Chat GPT or some other shitty machine appears,
But also drag is very physical. Like you've got to stick your bloody eyelashes on, it's really annoying. It's really hard to, you have to walk in those shoes. And I think part of the reason also after that performance, I was like, I actually can't I can't deal with those shoes anymore. It is a very physical experience, but I also see the transformation. If everybody had to walk in a pair of high heels for a day, then we might have a nicer world, to be honest. Because it makes you walk completely differently, the way that the pain in your feet, all the rest of it, just to literally step into someone else's shoes is a really, really, really good thing to do. And everyone should do it. And so I think that's where my feeling about AI is we just need to still keep coming together like this, and we need to just keep talking to each other. And eye contact, this is why we've got the strict, you've got to have eye contact and hold this eggplant. Like we need these weird, we also need more absurdity because the whole AI thing is so absurd, but we need to do absurdity better than AI is doing it. We need to do absurdity better than the surrealists did it. Well, just as well, that's why the surrealists, they arrived in the most awful, hideous global context. That's what they were doing for survival. We need absurdity, we need stupidity, we need kind of fun, and we need kind of queer joy and all the rest of it to kind of survive this. And we need to keep talking to each other. And we need to, and one of my songs called Phone Me Don't Write, I wrote in 2009 when people are already starting to not phone each other as much. Like phone your friends, texting someone who you know is depressed, how are you? And they answer back and they're saying they're fine. A friend, as soon as you hear their voice, you know how they feel, and you feel, and so phone, that's really what I'm kind of feeling we really need to do. And it feels like everything is being put towards writing, and also because it's much easier to track than voice calls. That's also changing, but, I just feel like, I suppose the songs I wrote really a long time ago now, and they're all on SoundCloud, you can find them, and I've never really sort of put them properly out there, but Phone Me Don't Write, or He Only Wants Me for My Network, that sort of thing. It's I think it's really important to still talk to your neighbours, look at people who happen to be on public transport with, meet them in the eye, imagine who they are, because the isolation is really, really critical here, and the more isolated people get, the more polarisation happens and all the rest of it. So this kind of gathering, dancing together, doing stupid dance routines, enjoying, taking pleasure in handling an aubergine or whatever it is you're handling, all that kind of thing. If anyone wants to take one home to make a moussaka as well, please come and talk to me after the show.
Okay, do we have more questions? Okay, now we're gonna just sit in silence and listen to the machines. That's an option. Or we're just gonna call it off.
I don't know if Romy wants to say anything.
Do you want to add anything?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yes.
Also, I'm obviously in love with the performance, and I've known you for years, so I want to cry because it's fucking magic.
Oh.
And also thinking about because I know you're very involved in politics, or all everything's political. It's very emotional. Y'all could fucking be better presidents than all the motherfuckers that are out there right now, and I don't know, how do you be? I don't know. What do you think about that? Would Sergina be the president? Would you be the president? Which one person would be the better president?
Because she's multi-bodied, it would be pretty good, right? You have many heads are better. And, and Sergina, plural, singular identity, singular plural identity, she's embedded in many different communities, And actually how we met was for this simultaneous simulation of herself. And so I had this idea, and it just came when I was meeting a curator friend of mine. I said, because Sergina, I'm doing her, but if I can be her, so can someone else. So why don't I do this? And you might have guessed, but I love alliteration. So it's like, oh, Sagina's stimulating the sexy simultaneous stimulation of herself. And then I'm like, oh, it needs to be in places beginning with B because I tend to live in them. You know, I live in Brighton, Berlin, Birmingham, I don't know where else, but anyway, I've lived in Brooklyn. I've also lived in Brooklyn.
A lot of cities starting with B.
Exactly. So then I was like, well, okay, I've got friends in Brooklyn. I've got friends. I want to also find someone who's in a city I've never been to. And I had a very good friend of mine, Alexa Lazar, who's a brilliant curator and artist. And she's from Belgrade. And I wrote to her and said, do you know anyone in Belgrade? And then she wrote and said, actually, it was through yet another person, wasn't it? Who then put it, and then we met probably on Google Hangout. We were like, hello, a bit shy. Yeah, and we just, and I mean, it's been incredible. We never would have known we'd be collaborating for 10 years, literally 10 years since we've been collaborating now, more than 10 years. And we had sort of, you know, you weren't involved with all the data collection stuff. You know, while during my PhD, I was kind of having to sort of steer it a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, it was so nice to see you today, but I nearly cried in the restaurant because it really, you know, it's a very kind of intimate, and also that saying we need to get together in space, you can also build real intimacy remotely as well. Like our friendship, you know, we've probably only met 4 times in our life in person in those 10 years.
Yeah. That's the craziest
I think
part.
Time. So, you know, and I feel like Vladimir, like he knows so much about my life. And also Vladimir's been so much part of Sagina, and all the people who've played Sagina over the years have offered in a gesture or a choreographic movement or a kind of turn of phrase that then become part of her. And so, yeah, I mean, if we could have it, I think the whole, talking about templates, the whole template of the systems that they're all out of date, all of them. You know, democracy, the way it works, it doesn't work in the era of AI. It just doesn't, where people are being polarized and pulled in different directions. So we need different systems, and we now need to allow those to fall in order to build up new ones and focus on kind of building with love rather than fighting with kind of resentment. Because for me, anyway, that doesn't do me any good at all. So that's where it's like, have fun, let's prance around, do stupid dances, or whatever we need to do to kind of save ourselves from the, you know, the gloom of everything that is happening as well. But also we can do a stupid dance, you know, and we can do it with people of all ages, and we can, you know, we build community in that way, and we can, you know, and by taking an interest in people, they take an interest in you, and you build, you know, different forms of bonds as well. So I guess, yeah.
There is a strong connection between the Serbian and the British monarchs. So, you know, then the time has come for some other queens to take it. And to build a completely different kingdom, I would say. When it comes to politics, yes, the two of us are very much in touch, and we are speaking very often about the politics, especially having in mind the ways the UK is treating all of those supporting Palestine, opposing genocide, which is similar to what is going on in Serbia, because the Serbian government is literally selling weapons to Israel, you know. So there are plenty of connections, because most likely we are speaking about this, you know, global context rather than just speaking about local context. Of course, there are specifics. What is happening now in Serbia is a precedent of a kind. Nobody had any idea that a bunch of students who are just, you know, when it comes to phone, you know, stuck to their phones, are going to do a revolution. So now it's going on. Nobody can really tell how it's going to end up, and whether we're going to remove the tyrant we're, you know, faced with for almost 15 years, or what is going to happen. It's very strange, it's very bizarre, but we are kind of hoping that the revolution is possible. The one thing that frightens me the most when it comes to politics and the ways we imagine a revolution is the plain fact that the revolution is not possible without victims. And that's what frightens me the most. So yeah, we're kind of hoping that this is not gonna, you know, end up that way. I'm speaking now about Serbia, but also globally, you know, because new wars can emerge as we speak. What is happening in Venezuela, for instance, at this point, the tension it's, the Americans are building, and the ways people are self-organizing out there to protect the soil, not like the nation, like the state nation. They need to protect the soil because of the corporations and stuff like that. So that is also related to these environmental issues. So, everything is interconnected, and all of the different layers are part of our conversations that are then, I suppose, expressed through Sergina.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. Let's go. We're
Yeah.
gonna have drinks.
Yeah,
Enough of talking, we need to drink.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think we'll keep it informal.
yeah.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you so much. Thanks for going along with, the kind of weirdness of filling in forms and being told to handwrite graphs and stuff. I really appreciate it because I know it's not for everyone. But thank you so much. It's an honour to be here, and I think it's brilliant. This, this talk series that you've got focusing on kind of tech and planetary issues and things. It's really important, these kind of things as well, and for the people that it brings into the room. So that's why it's good you got this gathering moment as well. So talk to people. But yeah, thanks. I'm going to be around for a bit, so please come and talk to me, to both of us, if you want to. But thank you, and thanks for hosting, and thanks for the invitation. Thank you. So you're just come here and we'll just say goodbye. Oh.
Bye. Bye.
So, yeah. Oh, sure.